Hi, y'all. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Sunday. Hope you guys are well. What did you guys do this weekend? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, I actually go back to work tomorrow. Ugh, nah, I feel okay. I feel okay. I will say having this time off of work was really good for me. Without the added stress. I ain't gonna lie, I still go through my emotions, but oops, sorry. I still go through my emotions, but yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, y'all. Just taking it slow. I've been working at Amazon, of course. We got goals to meet, right? Okay, so let me fill you in. So, as you guys know, Jamez graduated on Wednesday. What day was it? It was the 7th of June. I'm so happy for him, you guys. I didn't know, for me, I view graduation as something that, how could I say it? Like, is expected, right? Yes, I'm happy, but it was like something I expected for him to accomplish regardless. Sometimes you come across kids that have a really, really hard time in school, and then to see them graduate, it's like emotional, right? Like my baby made it. But for Jamez, I knew he was gonna make it. But nonetheless, I was still happy for him. As I seen his excitement, as I sometimes some stuff don't really hit home until it happens. To see him on the jumbotron, is that if that's what it's called, coming down the lane, to get their seats, and to see him in his row stand up, and for him to get his diploma, it was a good feeling. So what did I do? So after I dropped him off at school, now I will say nothing was planned, okay, besides the cake. I did order a cake. I was like, I should order a cake for Jamez, right? You guys know I'm not big on things, right? We don't celebrate anything at all besides like wedding anniversaries. Uh, and yeah, that's basically about it, right? We don't celebrate holidays. So it's like, and I think that probably puts me in the mood like celebrate, So, so after I dropped him off, I knew I wanted to get him some balloons. I had to pick up the cake, and so I went to the Dollar Tree. And I got I wanted 6 balloons, but I ended up only getting 3. Because the helium ran out, and she was like, it's gonna take a while for me to change it. I have to get to these other customers, and I'm like, you're the only one on register, and there was like 5 people behind me. I said, I don't have time to wait. Just give me the 3 that you have already, blew up. So while I was at the Dollar Tree, getting the balloons, there's a section, for like holidays, but also seasonal, right? So there was some for graduation. So I ended up getting like 2 little, sticks in the ground, uh, like, signs. One is like a bright future ahead or something like that, or adulting starts now. And then you guys see like that little thing of me putting his pictures up. um, it says there's a bright future. So, with the arrow. So I started from his pre-K all the way up to, and of course, I skipped over some years, but up to his senior year. So I have that hanging up. And if you guys don't know, I have a lot of pictures of Jamez, a lot of pictures. And I never hung up anything. My last previous apartment, um, I did hang up photos, but this one I didn't hang up any photos. And James is like, Mom, why don't you hang up anything, here? Even though we've been here for 10 years, I haven't hung up anything. And I don't know why. uh, but anyway, so I got that at the Dollar Tree. And while I was there, I was like, oh, it'd be a good idea to see if they have like the markers, to write class of 2023 on James car windows, right? And the lady was like, I don't think we have that. So I was like, okay, I'll just check around. So sure enough, I went to the craft section, and there was like a little crayon things. It was like, oh, you can use this on windows. So I got 3 of the colors. So I was able to, you guys seen it. I put class of 2023 on the back, and on the back 2 windows. So I then after that, I went to get his car washed because I wanted to be a nice fresh car, right? Before I put the stuff on there, on his windows. I picked up the cake, and while I was there, I did text my sister. I was like, what else can you get for, a boy, I said, balloons, I got a cake. And she's like, I know for girls it's easier, you get them flowers. Now, I was going to get him flowers anyways, because, I think that's important. I don't care if you're a girl or a boy. Flowers make you feel good, right? So anyways, I got the cake, and then I was looking at Publix. So then I was like, ooh, what flowers would be good? I don't want to get him roses, right? I'm like, what other ones would be good? So you guys seen the bouquet that I had bought. So that was good. He was really, really excited for that day. Like, he was like, I'm really happy. His friends, even though my family did not come out, he had his friends. He was like, his main thing was like, if my friends can come, I'll be, I'll be happy. Family is good for me. I think I took it the hardest, because I expect family to be there. But for James, it was, it would be nice to have family there, but he just really wanted his friends there, and all 3 of them showed up, and that was awesome. So, yeah, after he got his diploma, we all met up. We took pictures, and I was like, you guys want to go out to eat? And they was like, sure. Well, they had to call their parents, and their parents was like, okay. So there was 3 of them. So we were like, where you want to go? They was like, I don't know. So I was just reading off places. Jama said Applebee's. None of these kids ever went to Applebee's before, you guys. So yeah, we went there. I asked them if we could bring the cake. So I came home, we walked the girls, and then we went to Applebee's. So yeah, it was a really, really nice time. James has never eaten out with them, so it was just a nice time. He was super excited. I think he was like, man, Mom, no wonder you said that you're busy. Because the other thing I forgot to mention is on that day, after I was trying to get things all taken care of, I did have my appointment with my medication doctor, which I'll fill you in on that in just a moment. So yeah, you guys, he was like, no wonder. He's like, you were busy. And oh yeah, I did write while I was at the ceremony. They do talking. I was like, let me fill out this card. I had cards from years ago for graduation or congratulations from like Dollar Tree years ago. So I took one of those, and I wrote him something. So that was nice. But he was like, I said, you like your flowers? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So he has it upstairs in his room. He wants to keep them alive as much as possible. But it's the small things, it's the small things. He was like, man, Mom, I understand why you were busy. After you dropped me off, you said you had things to take care of. And I'm like, yeah, you know, for me, like, I didn't gift him anything. I think, okay, first and foremost, he has his watch. Okay, I bought him the Apple Watch. He has a car. Um, you know what I mean? So I'm not big on gifting, but those things, he can have for a while. Us, I treated them out to eat. That's another thing. With um, we got two appetizers, which they tore up. We all obviously got a meal. So it was like $140. Plus I left like a $20 tip. So it was like 165 dollars, which is not bad considering that there was five of us. Five. um and then you figure for the cake, that was like $26. And also the bouquet of flowers was like $21. The other thing I still want to do for him is to get them together for Top Golf and like spend like 2 hours, because I don't think some of them have gone to Top Golf and some of them have not. So I would like to do that, and you figure that would be like a 200. Oh, and if they eat while we are there too, that would be more money. But that would be something else I would like to do for James. Like I told him, I says no rush, no rush for that. But that's something I still would like to do for him. So yeah, y'all. I'm very, very happy for him. Now I will say, how do I feel? Being a parent, your child's getting older, milestones, right? One thing, after James got his license, you guys, I was like, Candace, you got to take a step back. After he got his license that same day, I'm like, go for a ride. Emotions were high. He thought I was yelling at him, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Candace, you got to let him breathe. And not just that. I'm like, Candace, you did a good job raising him. you know, um, kids will make their own decisions. But for me, you guys, I will say before he graduated, I will say even like half of last year, I was really on high alert. Like, oh my goodness, he's gonna be driving, he's gonna get his license. Oh my goodness, you know what I mean? And I'm like, Candace, you did a good job. Not just that, James is a excellent kid. Excellent kid. I'm not just saying that because he's mine. No. He's a very, very good kid. Very, very good. Um, man, I am so blessed that he's my son. I will say, as a parent, especially a single mom, after, my husband passed, and even before, when it was just me and him, or even when I was with his father, I used to be having that additional with my husband. I try to definitely shun James from the negativity, from like my husband and stuff like that. So I would cater to him as a mom. Like a mom is very caring, right? Then after my husband passed, I was obviously we moved here. Kids go through things, right? They go through phases of talking back. I went through that. Always trying to have the last word, but not just that. I think about it now, right? And I'm like, man, I sometimes I just wasn't emotionally there, like in the presence, because I was going through my own mental stuff. After my husband passed, that's when I started to really take care of my mental health. Getting on medication, things like that. Some medications in the past made me not feel anything, which was good, but at the same time, trying to balance mom and dad, it was I mostly stuck to the dad side, the um the strict. Um, and then, as time went on, I'm like, okay, you got to show emotion, Candace. And sometimes I'm like, man, is that why my son is emotionless? Because of me, I don't know. It could be. It definitely could be. And we show love. He knows I love him. But sometimes, just being there, I feel like throughout these years, I may not have always been there emotionally, which hurts me. But he's a very, very good kid. And, just the outcome of everything that we've been through, what he has been through dealing with a parent that's single, that goes through their moods. I have my ups and downs. I'm yelling. The little things irk me. Like that. And I think any parent goes through that, to be honest. Sometimes you're like, oh, this kid, or my kids. And then sometimes you just need a break. And I will say this, because it's just me and Jamez, I don't have any parents that's alive. Didn't have any family around me. It was just constantly me and him. No breaks. And I don't mind. I never minded that. Even when I did have my mom when he was younger. That's my child. I've never felt like, oh, I have to drop him off to get like a break. That's never been me. I know some parents are like, yeah, let me drop him off. Give me a couple days, mom. I was never like that. So us coming down here and just being me and him, no family involved. It was just me and him. Um, and we made the best of it. We made the best of it. Would I change anything? And just besides being just the dad side and not so much the mom side, um, I will say this, I was always caring, obviously, but sometimes just snapping and just being angry and just like get out my face type thing. Yeah, that hurts when I think about it. Even when I used to do that to him, I'm like, I'm so sorry, once you realize, wow, Candace, like you gotta reel it in. And that's been through the years. Like sometimes you just gotta take a step back and like, wow, you just hurt your child's feelings, even if it was warranted. But yeah, y'all, it it goes through its ups and downs. Obviously once you get to a certain age, things start getting better. The respect is there. um and I'm not saying that it wasn't respectful in the past, but kids try to, they trying to find themselves, right? But nah, I mean, Jamez got out of those phases, and his maturity, I will say, like, his maturity really went higher when he did stay at home. No, he didn't care for it, but it really molded him a lot. For me, that's as a parent looking in, um, doing the homeschooling out of elementary school. You just gotta know your child and what they're able to handle. And going into middle school, I was like, mm-mm. So I kept him home for 2 years. The first year, I'm like, okay, let's do one more year. Um, you know, and yeah, so he went back to school in eighth grade, the last year of elementary, and then COVID hit. Ninth grade and half of 10th. I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, y'all. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of him. But as now he's out of school, and I'm just like giving him some freedom, and I'm like, Candace, like, driving and stuff like that. When he leaves the house, you guys, I'm not scared. I definitely want him to be safe. Um, but I'm just like, you did a good job. You did a good job, Candace, and trust the process. At this point, you've done everything you can. You have a wonderful, wonderful child. I couldn't ask for more. And like, I know he's gonna be okay. It's just like sometimes you worry about your kid, like, man, are they ready? you know? No, I feel like I know Jamez is gonna be okay. Just learning how to talk and navigate, talking, finding things at the store, little things, which is important, speaking up, um, and stuff like that. But besides that, of course, I'm always going to be here for guidance. But I don't worry about him. Let's put it like that. I don't worry about him at all. He has chosen some good friends. Um, you know, Even though he has this freedom to drive, he's worried about gas. That's so funny. He's like, yeah. What he said yesterday, he's like, I got in my car and I'm like, why is my miles down by 40 miles? He's I forgot you drove my car. And I'm like, he's looking, he checked his, you know, I told you guys that I taught him how to check his card fluids. So he did that yesterday on his own. He's like, because he talked about that. I need to check my car fluids. So yesterday he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go check my car fluids. I just stood in the house. I did look out the window, just to see. And then he's like, oh, I need some windshield wiper fluid, some more. I'm like, well, there's a little bit in my car. You could pour that in, but go to the store. He's like, what store? I'm like, oh, go to Publix. So he went to Publix. Of course, he called me and he was like, where's the section? So I walked him through it. He found it. Yeah, he bought one for me, one for his car. Um, he was like, "Oh, I'll use my." I told him no. I told him to use the credit card, and he's like, "No." I said, "Jamez, when it has to do with the car, put it on the credit card. For now. Um, don't use your own money for that, please." Um, but yeah, I don't worry about him, y'all. That's is shows that he's such a good kid, but that is a product of mine. You know what I mean? Um, I keep it real with him. And, as I mentioned, we've gone through a lot, even for him dealing with a mom that deals with mental issues. I know that has to play a part too. It wasn't always, I bet it wasn't always easy for him to deal with me, going through my moods. But yeah, y'all, yeah. Just so proud of him. And you guys know, I always say he is such a good kid. Oh my goodness, such a good kid. When sometimes you see some other kids and you're like, oh my goodness. Um, even Jamez, he'd be like, oh, he sees. That's my heart. Yeah, he's a good kid. But yeah, he had a very nice day for his graduation. He was just kept saying that he was so happy. He was just smiling a lot. He had his people, he had me, and what else can you ask for, on your special day? So, but yeah, now on to bigger and better things. Of course, I've told you guys that I told him don't be in a rush for working. Please. He says, well, I think I will just take the summer off and then probably start looking for, a job to get some money. I'm like, I can understand that. I can understand that. But don't be in a rush. Because once you hit 18, life really starts, You graduated early for a reason. Take this break. Take this break. But yeah, y'all, this is about my son, a very proud mom. But once again, I know it has to do with me as well. So I'm proud of myself for being there and consistent. Um, but he's always been a good kid. He's always been a good kid. But yeah, Jamez, I'm very proud of you. I love you very, very much. And I just hope you much success. And that's not success in regards to money or to schooling. is success in life, and that just means staying out of trouble, being true to yourself. That's most important. Money, schooling, that stuff means nothing. Having a head on your shoulders is most important. You have that. You have that. Um, you I'm very proud of you. Yep, I am. But yeah, continue to do what you do. You guys have seen him grow. If you look at some older videos, he has grown so much. Not just in height, but in maturity level as well. Um, Man, you guys. Yeah. Okay, let me stop talking. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.